Hey guys, welcome back to episode 3 of my series of the Leona Divide race. Today we are going to talk about one of the most important and, let's be honest, tricky parts of ultra training, and that is nutrition. So today, going to talk a little bit about my plan for nutrition for the 100K and kind of how it stacks up against trending thoughts in ultra training these days. So let's get into it. So historically, and even today, a lot of ultra runners do what I call grab and go fueling, which is essentially just rolling up to the aid station, seeing what looks good, and eating or drinking. So that's chips, candy, cookies, all that kind of stuff, which I've done this in the past, admittedly, but with some limited success. The problem comes is that there are energy spikes, crashes, and those wonderful, gnarly stomach issues. So fast forward to today, and things have changed a little bit. If you've been paying any attention to current fueling trends, it's all about the high carb. 90 to 100 plus grams of carbohydrates per hour. And that works for a lot of people, but it doesn't seem to work for me. I've tried stomach training, and it just doesn't work. I end up with an upset stomach and end up throwing up, which is what took me out of Angeles Crest 100 last year. So some of that is probably due to me not drinking enough fluids to push that amount of carbohydrates through my system. Probably also has to do to a higher effort level on race day. So I've settled on what I consider a medium carb intake. I'm talking 65 to 75 grams of carbs per hour, and that seems to be working so far. So how am I doing that? So first and foremost, I'm using Tailwind for some liquid calories. And I'm supplementing that with some real food, which lately has been applesauce and stroopwafels. I've got a variety of other things I'll throw in as well, but that seems to be working, and all of that is very easy on my stomach. Additionally, I'm drinking lots of fluids to stay hydrated, as well as ensure that I'm pushing those carbohydrates through my system. And if it's exceptionally hot, I'm also got some electrolyte tabs to ensure that those levels aren't dropping too low. Additionally, I don't really like gels, but I'll usually have 1 to 2 in my pack for an emergency situation. At the end of the day, nutrition is all about what works for you. And I think I've found what's working for me, at least right now, but I'm going to put that to the test this weekend in a 50K. So let's see how that goes. All right, out here at the Green Ultra 50K, just trying to back off the pace. Went out a little too fast. Got a plan today to keep it easy for the first 2 hours and then see what happens after that. But the main thing I'm doing out here today is testing nutrition. So I'm doing 1 bottle of Tailwind per hour, 2 scoops, that's 200 calories, and about 50 grams of carbs. And then I'm adding in either applesauce or stroopwafels for another 15 to 20 grams of carbs per hour. So we're a little over about 3.5 miles in, so check in later and see how the nutrition's going. I am just a touch over an hour into this. Just finished first bottle of Tailwind and took an applesauce. Stomach's doing good. I'm a little bit fast, but I've slowed down and back on pace, so got another hour of taking it easy, and then we'll see if we can pick it up. Well, about 3 hours and 50 minutes in. As far as nutrition, I'm on track, but I did eat something earlier that kind of turned my stomach, and it's been a bit of a struggle since then. Stomach has settled down, and energy feels okay, but my legs just don't want to move, so I'm hoping we'll bounce back here in a little bit. I mean, I feel like I have plenty of energy. I just can't seem to move, but we'll check in here in a little bit and hopefully have bounced back. Either way, we'll get it done today. Let's go. Well, I'm at mile 23 and a half. I think I finally figured out what's going on. It's not nutrition, it's definitely hydration. Just stopped, finally had to pee. Was not pretty, so I just chugged about 500 milliliters of water. I think I'm about 3/4 of a mile or so from an aid station, so I'm just gonna walk, let that water work its way into my system, refill up there, and maybe I'll get lucky and I'll be able to kind of jog it in, but I'm too close to Leona Divide to do anything stupid and try to push through dehydration and end up with rhabdo or something. So we'll see how this goes, but we'll get it done. Well, that race did not go well. Admittedly, it was my fault. I screwed up my hydration from the start. It was warm and humid, and I just didn't stay on top of my hydration like I should have. So it kind of tanked my second lap. But the good thing is I got that mistake out of the way, and I'm actually out in the heat of the day today on my long run, consuming as many fluids as my stomach can handle. Now, despite the race not going well, there were a couple positives that came out of the day. One was I seem to have found the right number of carbohydrates per hour, which for me right now is 65 to 75. So that's what I'm going to shoot for at Leona Divide. I may up that once I move past Leona Divide, but for now I know my stomach can handle it and my energy levels seem to be pretty good at that level. The other positive thing that came out of the race was that even though I messed up my hydration, my legs felt great the entire time. Now, there wasn't a lot of elevation on the course, but the end of each loop was a long, gradual incline, and I was able to go up that with no issues at all, even at mile 28, 29, 30, 31. So that is a positive. The hill work is definitely working, and I'm feeling good. We'll see what happens in a few weeks, but I think we got the nutrition, the training dialed in. It's obviously not going to be my peak fitness because, again, I'm shooting for, this is kind of a B race, but I have a lot of confidence that I will check the box for my Western States qualifier. So I'll be doing 2 more episodes in this series. One will be in a couple weeks for race week. I just kind of wrap up loose ends and talking about how I'm feeling going into the race. And then I'll do a quick race recap after it's over and let you guys know how it went. So until then, crush trails and drink ales.